So if you could build a one-piece crew with any character from any anime verse, who would you put on it? That's what we'll be doing in today's video. Now without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, now we're ready. But before we can get started, let's establish the rules for this build. Rule number 1, we are following the Straw Hat Pirates as a template. Rule number 2, one character per verse will be permitted on this crew. And finally, rule number 3, team chemistry will be considered throughout the entirety of this build. So for example, if we have someone like Naruto, we can't have someone like Frieza. But anyway, let's get into it. Starting out with the vice captain, right hand man, or whatever you want to call it. So we all know a vice captain needs to be someone strong, someone who can work with the teammates, as well as lead in situations where the captain needs support. So with all that in mind, I'm giving this position to Erza Scarlet. Erza is an absolute powerhouse, being able to easily defeat 100 monsters on her own, as well as destroy a city-sized meteorite while every bone in her body was broken. She's also shown she is compassionate enough to help others in situations where they're feeling disheartened or uncertain about certain situations. But most of all, she's shown a capacity for leadership, so much so to the point that when Makarov disappeared, she was elected the 7th Guild Master of Fairy Tail. So for that, Erza has to be on my crew. This crew is going to have some serious eaters, so we need somebody who can throw down on the battlefield as well as the kitchen. So with all that in mind, my pick is going to be Kiryu Ikifune. Kiryu is a member of Bleach's Squad 0, the highest ranking squad within the Bleach Seritate, so there is no doubt to her power and strength. But what led me to picking her specifically wasn't her fighting ability, but her cooking ability. You see, the special food Kiryu cooks has the added benefit of being able to replenish energy reserves as well as heal spiritual and physical damage. That would be a perfect fit for a pirate crew because not only can she support, she can fight on the front lines as well. Having Kiryu on the crew is also a huge bonus because we all know the Straw Hats love a banquet after a battle. One of the most important positions on any pirate crew is the navigator, because a crew needs someone to get them where they're going as well as navigate the treacherous seas of the Grand Line. So with all that in mind, my pick is going to be the honored one himself, Satoru Gojo. With his ability, the 6 Eyes, Gojo has exceptional perception and sensory based abilities, so he'd probably be able to see the next island before they even start setting sail. From a team chemistry aspect, we've all seen Gojo love interacting with people who are of similar personality as other members of this crew, but I see him building a genuine friendship with our sniper. Now for the sniper, filling out this position isn't very hard because we just need somebody better than Usopp, so for this crew, that's gonna be Vash the Stampede. Vash is not only the best sniper in his verse, he's probably the best sniper in any manga, being able to fire hundreds of rounds and is accurate enough to hit his target. His skill was feared to the point that they gave him a 60 billion double dollar bounty. And for synergy, I think he and Gojo would be a match made in heaven because they both understand how strength can be isolated, and they both have a goofy side that they can release freely with each other. Now for our doctor, I really wanted Keiaru, but because of team chemistry, we all know no one on this crew will want to deal with that guy. So for this crew, the doctor is going to be Josuke Higashikita. Josuke has the stand ability Crazy Diamond, and this gives him the ability to reconstruct and deconstruct anything he wants in any way he wants. This would translate to him being a phenomenal doctor, being able to heal wounds instantly as well as remove any disease that infects a member of the crew. And for team chemistry, I see him having a friendly rivalry with Gojo because we all know Gojo would make fun of his haircut at some point. Filling out the archaeologist spot was by no means easy. Robin and her skill set are so unique even across all anime. But for a good archaeologist, this crew needs someone with a deep love and understanding of history and ancient texts. Though it took me a while, I eventually came to Frieren. Frieren throughout the course of her series has shown she's got a great love for finding new and ancient spells. I think in the One Piece world this would translate to her learning the ancient history, and the fact that she's been around for over 1000 years tells me she 100% would have learned how to read the poneglyphs along the way. And she's also the strongest person in her verse, so that's just a bonus. Okay, so now we have the position Luffy first wanted to fill, the musician. It was very hard to find a musician that could fit this crew dynamic, but eventually my eyes came to a star hailing from To Be Hero X, Lucky Cyan. Cyan is not only a phenomenal musician, she also has the added ability of being able to give good luck. With this ability, she would be an amazing support character, being able to back up the crew without being on the front lines, and essentially cause bad luck for her opponents in the end. And for team chemistry, with her cheerful personality, I can see her being friends with everyone on the crew, but I feel like she'd bond specifically closely with our shipwright. This crew needs somebody who can build and maintain a ship strong enough to conquer seas of the Grand Line. So my pick has to be Child Emperor. Child Emperor is an S-class hero as well as a technological genius, being able to build giant robots that can go toe-to-toe with dragon level threats in the One Punch Man verse. So if we're being honest, he'd probably build a superior version to the Thousand Sun. And for chemistry, I can see him being very good friends with Cyan, as they'll both be the youngest members of this crew, but I can also see him being like a little brother for Vash, as they could have fun messing around together on the ship. To be a good helmsman, a person needs to have a deep understanding of water as well as technology to handle the ship Child Emperor creates. So for this crew, that person will be Sailor Mercury. Sailor Mercury, or Ami Mizuno, is the Sailor Scout of water, so that immediately makes her an extreme asset in the One Piece verse. She's also very tech savvy and smart, so she could work with Child Emperor to control the helm. And honestly speaking, with her at the helm, Child Emperor on maintenance, and Gojo navigating, the ship will be practically invincible. Now for the most important role on any pirate crew, the captain. This crew needs a captain that can lead all the different personalities, is strong enough for them to be able to rely on them, as well as somebody everyone on this crew can respect. So for this crew, the captain is going to be the King of Sindria, as well as the leader of the Seven Seas Alliance, Sinbad. When Sinbad started his journey, he was basically a pirate, traveling on the ocean, visiting different islands, and forming bonds with the people on these islands. So he'd definitely be able to handle all the different personalities on this crew. And in the strength department, Sinbad wields 7 Jin equips, making him easily the most powerful person on this crew. So there is no doubt in my mind that Sinbad could lead this crew to the One Piece. And with that, our crew is complete. Let me know what you think, and if you like this style of content, feel free to let me know in the comments and tell me who you'd swap out for each of these positions. But anyway, make sure you like the video and subscribe for more content. Peace!